Yes, sir, please.
Okay. Okay, once again, good morning, everyone. So we'll start with the basic statistics, and then we'll talk about the analytics, as we are talking about the data science and then data analytics and all these things. So first of all, we have to understand what is analytics. So I'll just give you a background. So what it is saying. So you can see here, this is the example of a raw data you can see. So the weekly sales 1,000 units of a product in a region over the past, you can say that this is the data of 2021. So this is the 52 data points are available because it is a weekly sales of a particular year. Okay. So you can see here. So the question is, if you will put this data directly to your manager or your boss, so do you think that he will be happy? So obviously the answer is no, because this is a raw data. He is unable to, you can say that the infer anything from this particular data. And this is the simple, you can say that the 52 data points are there. If there are data of, you can say that the thousands data points, 50,000 lakhs of data points are there. And simply if you put that particular data points and then you will put it to your boss or your manager, he will not be happy. So what we have to do? We have to convert that data into useful information. So that is the job of analytics. And when we'll do this analytics, we need the help of statistics. So when I'm talking about analytics, later on we'll discuss when I'm talking about the analytics means what? Because it is a very common word nowadays. We talk about the data analytics, business analytics, marketing analytics, finance analytics, HR analytics, so many things are there. So what exactly this analytics is? So you can see here, so we can convert, we can find out the mean, standard error and so many things. So as we are talking about, you can see here, I am giving you the definition of analytics. So when I am talking about the analytics, we have seen the raw data. So we have to convert the raw data into the valuable information. If it is related to business, then I have written here, you can see here the business insights by using various tools and techniques. So if anyone will ask you that what is analytics? So analytics is nothing but to convert the raw data into the useful information or business insights, whatever you can say, by using various tools and techniques. So this process is known as analytics. This process is known as analytics. Now again, you understand what is raw data, that I have already shown to you. And then business insights means you have information related to that. Now the second part in between, it is talking about various tools and techniques. Tools and techniques means what? Here there will be a use of statistics. Here there will be a use of certain softwares or the programming languages, so that you will be in a position to convert that thing into the business insight. Here I am talking about the tools and techniques means you can use the Tableau. Through Tableau you can do the visualization, and through that visualization you will get the business insight. So tools and techniques means so many things will come, and by default there is a role of statistics. If you are using Tableau, you are using R, Python, SPSS, Excel, anything. These are the tools. What exactly they are doing it? They are helping you to do the statistical analysis with certain command. So the otherwise in our school days we have done it manually. To find out mean, what we have to do? You have to find out the summation of all these values divided by number of observations. So this you will be able to find out in fraction of second through these tools and techniques. But there will be a use of statistics. So once again I am repeating, analytics means nothing but to convert the raw data into useful information by using various tools and techniques, and I have given you the meaning of each and everything. So now if I am talking about what is business analytics, then we have you can say that the discussed about the analytics. Then what is business analytics? So business analytics is nothing but if we are using analytics in the various functions of business, then it becomes the business analytics. If we are using analytics, I have already given you the definition of analytics. So if we are using analytics in the various functions of business, then it becomes business analytics. Then what are the various functions of business? The various functions of business are marketing, finance, HR, operations, IT. All these are the various functions of business. So if we are using analytics in various functions of business, then it is business analytics, correct? So if I will teach, or if anyone will teach you like business analytics, so he can give the example of marketing also, he can give the example of operations, finance, HR, anything, when that particular person is teaching you business analytics. Correct? Because under business analytics, these are the various functions: marketing, finance, HR, and all these things. But if I am talking about the marketing analytics, and if I am talking about the HR analytics, means the definition of analytics will be same. But what will be the definition? If we are using analytics in the various functions of HR. What are the various functions of HR? That is the recruitment and selection. You can say that the performance appraisal, training and development. These are the various functions of HR. So our examples will be related to various functions of HR only. The analytics remains same. Are you getting my point? So when I am teaching you the HR analytics, I cannot give you the example of marketing, customer satisfaction, consumer buying behavior. Such type of example I cannot give you, because it is specifically related to HR analytics. But when I am talking about the business analytics or data science or data analytics, we are talking about normally where we use analytics in business. So that's why we call it as a business analytics. So we are using the various functions of, you can say that we are using analytics in the various functions of business, then you can say that it is known as the business analytics. I hope the definition is clear. Now, business analytics, what actually looks like? So what it is saying, good data, tools and techniques, you will get the business insights. Messy data or garbage, if you will get, then you will get the noise. You will get the noise. So what is our objective means? You are putting the data, raw data, and using the various tools and techniques. What is the objective? To get the business insights or to get the information. But if your data is not correct, if your data is not appropriate, then you will not be able to get the business insight. Then you will not be able to get the business insight. In data science terminology, we call it noise. You will unable to get the information, so that it will be difficult for you, so that you can say that you will not be able to take any type of decision. So that we call it noise in terms of data science. In terms of data science, suppose you are receiving a call, and there is a DJ is you can say that the DJ is going on in a marriage or whatever it may be, and on that DJ is going on in a full volume, and then you are getting a call. Are you able to get the, you can say that the whatever the person is saying you from other side? Not. You are getting a noise. So on that particular basis, you will not be able to infer what the opposite side person is saying to you. Same logic applicable here. Your data is not appropriate, your data is garbage, so your output will also be a garbage. So that is the terminology we call it in analytics. If garbage is input, garbage will be the output. Garbage will be the out. In spite of whatever the, you can say that the tools and techniques or the Python, R, Tableau, anything you are using, but if your data is not appropriate, your data is insufficient, your data is not valid, your data is not reliable, then output will not be correct and you will not get the proper insights. So that data plays an important role. And when we are talking about the analytics, it is the collection of data, it is the analytics of data, and it is the analysis of data, and it is the interpretation of data. This is the combined three things we call it is a analytics. So a note about the buzzwords. Normally nowadays we talk about the business intelligence, business analytics, data science, decision science. More or less these things are same. There are small differences are there. If you'll ask me the what is the difference between business intelligence and business analytics, so I will tell you later on what is the difference between business intelligence and business analytics. Business intelligence is normally the backward looking. Backward looking means what is already happened. and business analytics, data science, all are the forward looking. Forward looking means what is going to happen in the future. So that is the basic difference. Like Tableau, Power BI, all the visualization tool, these are known as the business intelligence tool. Because on the graph, how you will be able to find out a graph? On the basis of previous data. That is already happened. So that's why it is known as the backward looking. So we'll talk, but normally interchangeably we you can say that we use all these words. These are very closely related, these words: business analytics, business intelligence, data science, and decision science. Now, challenges when we are talking about the data analytics, what are the challenges? So, data often needs lots of cleaning. It is not always you will find out, like whichever the format you need the data, you will not be able to find out on that particular format. So you have to do the cleaning of data. And in data science, it is known as EDA. In data science, we call it is a EDA, exploratory data analysis. It is also known as the data preparation process. So before you will apply the exact, you can say that the appropriate tools and techniques or any model you want to develop, you have to clean your data. Your data should be appropriate. So that is that process before doing the analysis. It is known as EDA, exploratory data analysis. So data often needs lots of cleaning. This can be sometimes the most frustrating task. And data is rarely is in the form that you need it. So you have to clean that particular data. Data is much more unstructured. So it does not all come from the relational databases or the spreadsheet, PDF, MP3, JPG, Excel file, documents, etc. So there are different types of data. You can say that they're available. So we will discuss all these things. Now, as we are talking about good analytics, any good statistics, or you can say that the software you are using, but your data is not appropriate, then garbage in, garbage out, that I have already told you. Now, before we'll go to the, you can say that the data analysis, and then we have to find out, as we have with this particular point, our data should be correct. So how we will be able to understand that our data is correct? So the good research and data must have. So what it is saying? These are the three important aspects we should have. When we are doing any type of research, we are writing a research paper, we are doing our PhD, or whatever the any type of research we are doing. So first and foremost important thing is that is your data should be valid. First one, what it is saying, that your data should be valid. So how your data should be valid means, it is the ability of the measure to measure what it is supposed to measure. This is the definition of validity. I am giving you one example. I'll just give you one example. Just a moment. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. So we are talking about the definition of validity. Before going to the analytics, we are talking about the validity. So when you are writing a research paper or anything, you have to see that your data should be valid. Your data should be valid. Because in our definition itself, in analytics, it is saying garbage in, garbage out. So you cannot put garbage. Garbage means your data is not proper. So what it is saying? Validity is the ability to measure what we are supposed to measure. So what does it mean? Let us take one example. Suppose we want to measure the job satisfaction. Suppose we want to measure the job satisfaction of the employees. Now you know, for the job satisfaction, we do not have any direct instrument so that you can put that particular instrument in the body of a person and then you will find out how much percentage he is satisfied. Such instrument is not available. So if there is a fever in your body, so thermometer is there, so that is an instrument. You can measure that, how you can say that how much degree you have fever. So how much Fahrenheit or the degree Celsius you have fever. So that you can measure. So that instrument is available to measure the temperature in your body, correct? Similarly, if you want to measure the weight of a person, the instrument is there, kg, or you can say that the gram. So that is it is there. If you want to measure the height of a person, that instrument is there. It is meter, feet, inches, centimeter. All these are the various instrument. These instruments are available to measure. But if you want to measure the job satisfaction, then there is no appropriate, you can say that the instrument to measure that. So how we do? So we find out the various components under this job satisfaction. So if you will ask me what are the various components, so suppose you can say that the salary, then you can say that the incentives, then we are talking about the promotion policy of the organization, or promotion policy of the organization, boss behavior. So these are the various components. It can be more than that. So whenever a student comes to us in summer internship project or any type of project, or anyone is asking you, so they usually ask us, sir, if I will make 15 questions, it will be okay for my summer internship project or my study? So we can't answer that particular, you can say that the question, because it will depend on the topic or the components that we have taken in our title. So how it should be valid? So that you have to see each and every component you have to consider. So I have taken 4 components. Another component is working environment. Suppose we are just considering. So these are the 5 components, that subcomponents you can say. So these are measuring the job satisfaction of an employee. So if we'll go to an organization, so you will ask him or her salary related question. Are you satisfied related to salary? Then you will ask related to incentives. Then you will ask related to promotion policy of the organization. Then you will ask related to boss behavior, and then the working environment. So these are the things you will ask. Suppose you can see here, one organization has given you an assignment. Given you an assignment to do the job satisfaction of the employees of that particular organization. So what you have done, you have taken only these 4 components. These 4 components only you have taken: salary, incentive, promotion policy, and boss behavior. And you are asking the questions related to these questions only. And at the end of the research, you found that salary, employees are highly satisfied. Incentives, employees are highly satisfied. Promotion policy, employees are highly satisfied. Boss behavior is also very good. And they all are highly satisfied. And you have submitted a report to the management. You have submitted to the report or the management. Okay. So you have submitted the report to the management that our employees are highly satisfied. Correct? Hai? Then what will happen? Management is also happy that they have done a research work and they have found that the employees are highly satisfied. So everything is fine. Now what is happening? After 15 days, employees are leaving the organization. They are resigning. Every 15 days they are getting 2 3 resignations. Then the management is also shocked, like everything was good, salary is good, incentives are good, promotion policy is good, these employees has only given the information, then why they are leaving the organization? Then again this was revisited. Then they have found that this instrument, whatever the instrument designed for job satisfaction, that was not valid. Why this was not valid? Because one of the important component, working environment, was not considered for this particular study. Because employees were highly satisfied with salary, incentives, promotion policy, and boss behavior. But what you were doing on that particular organization, you are taking work, matlab 14 to 16 hours work you are giving to the employees. So they have no personal life. So in spite of getting the salary, incentive, promotion policy, and boss behavior, all are good, but the working environment was not good because you haven't asked the question to the employees, they haven't given the answer. Are you getting my point? So that's why this parameter was not captured in your research. So you have given your output was different, and actually what is happening is something different. So that's why this working environment. So whenever you are doing a research, your instrument should be valid. And there are so many, you can say that the types of validity are there through which we can do that. Like face validity is there, face validity is there, content validity is there, all these things are there. Okay. So that's why validity is an important aspect. It should not under measure or it should not over measure. Okay. Suppose you have taken the working environment and then you have taken the work life balance, also, work life balance, work life balance, work life balance. For job satisfaction, is it necessary to do the work life balance? Work life balance, it is not necessary because it is some personal aspect also it will come, what is happening in your family. Here in the job satisfaction, we are measuring only the you can say, or you can putting here the family support. Family support, suppose we are talking about the family support component also we are taking. But in job satisfaction in the organization we are talking about, we are not talking about what is happening in your family. Are you getting my point? So for the job satisfaction, if you are taking family support, then it is, you can say that the over measure, it is not required, it is not required. So what it is saying, validity is the ability to measure what we are supposed to measure. It should not under measure, it should not over measure, it should not over measure. So that is the validity, that is the validity. Suppose if I will ask you like for the you can say that the admission in medical NEET examination is there, for the admission in IIT, or for our own admission in MBA, suppose in MBA CT examination is there. So if it will happen like this, suppose you try to understand one example, a student who is getting 95 99 percentile in CT examination, correct? So such type of students are getting failed, they are unable to pass the examination, MBA examination, a hypothetical condition you just take, they are unable to pass the MBA examination. And the students, those you can say that the percentile in Maharashtra CT is, suppose you can say that the 30 percentile, 40 percentile, they are doing extremely well in MBA after getting this particular test. Then what is the, you can say that the logic we can infer from this, because our CT, you can say that the examination or the test whatever happening, that is not correct if that is happening. But now it is not happening like that. The students, those who are doing well in you can say that the CT examination, they are also doing in MBA. So it means that our instrument to check the admission in MBA is valid, it is correct. Similarly for IIT JEE examination the people are taking. So if through this particular instrument it is happening like correct output is giving, then your instrument is valid to check that particular qualification for that particular test, for MBA entrance examination and all these things. If it will work reverse or it will not work, then definitely you have to check your instrument to do the test of MBA admission. So now it is correctly fine, everything is going well. So now you can ask me a counter question. Like, sir, it may happen like a student who has got a percentage of suppose 99 percentile in CT examination, but he is getting failed in MBA. or a student who has got suppose 30 percentile and he is doing well in the examination. But these are the exception, let me tell you. All these students, those who are getting more than 95 percentile, it will not happen that all will fail. Or all the students, those who are you can say that the less than 30 percentile, they will do extremely well. It is not happening. If it is happening, then our instrument is not correct, let me tell you. But one or two exception is always there. Some person who was extremely well in Maharashtra CET, but due to some you can say that the bad, or you can say that the friendship and all these things, he might be deviated 1 or 2%. Or someone who has got less, but he has done the more and more study, or he can improve that. So that may happen. One or two exception will be there. It will not be there like ऐसा नहीं है, but it should be there. But it should not be on the larger percentage. The rule will happen on the larger percentage. So validity is the ability to measure what we are supposed to measure. I hope with these examples you are able to understand the validity. So whenever we are doing a research, we are writing a research paper, or we are doing our PhD, we check the validity of our instrument. So that this is we want to check. How to do that? There are statistical methods are there. How to check the validity? There is a known as the conversion validity, discriminant validity, nomological validity, and then for the theoretical aspect, the face validity is there. So so many things are there. Now the next important aspect is the reliability. So as we are talking about, your instrument should be valid, and in the next step, your instrument should be reliable also. Your instrument should be reliable also. So what is the reliability means? Reliability means it is the ability to get consistent results when the same measure is repeated. Then only your instrument is reliable. Simple, you can say that the example. If you are measuring the temperature in your body, so if you are putting the thermometer, then it is giving 99 Fahrenheit. After 2 minutes, if you are putting, then it is saying that the 101 Fahrenheit. Then again, after 2 seconds, if you are putting, it is saying that 105 Fahrenheit. Means what? That instrument is not reliable. That thermometer is not reliable, because it is not giving the consistent result when the same measure is repeated. When the same measure is repeated. So it should repeat the same result. You can say that the when you are repeating the same measure again and again. Suppose if you are buying 1 kg of mango, and if you are putting in the weighing machine, and then you are finding the 1 kg is there. After you can say that the 30 second again you are putting, so it is showing like 800 gram. And then again after a certain time it is showing that 700 gram. So do you think that that machine is appropriate? No, that machine is not appropriate. Means your instrument is not correct. Okay, so whenever we are writing our research paper, or you are getting the data, your instrument should be appropriate. Your instrument should be appropriate. Okay, so validity and the reliability are the two important aspects that will tell you that whatever the data you are collecting, that data should be correct or not. So your data, first of all, to do a better analytics or to get the business insights, your data should be correct. So reliability and validity, and then last one is the sensitivity. But first two are very much important. Sensitivity is the ability of measure to measure the variability in the responses. You should be in a position to measure the variability in the responses, deviation in your data. So, but the first two important things are very much required. You have to check through which instrument you have taken the data. That instrument should be valid and it should be reliable. Now you can see here. This is the pictorial example I am showing you. What it is saying. Now our objective is to hit inside this small circle. Inside this small circle. And it is happening everywhere. It is happening in our daily life also. Statistics and analytics is a common sense. Research is a common sense. By knowingly or unknowingly, we are using it every day and night. So you can see here. Our objective is to hit this small circle inside. All the points should be inside the circle. So suppose you are taking the, you can say that the test of the people, those who want to participate in Olympics may the people who want to participate, so they have to hit inside this particular circle. So one person came and consistently he is hitting here. So what does it mean? It means that he is reliable, but he is not valid. Valid means, validity is the ability to measure what we are supposed to measure. Measure inside this small circle it was required, but he is consistently hitting here. So he is reliable at one place only, he is hitting continuously, consistently and continuously, but it is not valid. So you cannot take that person to the Olympics. Now the next person. Next person is coming. Once he has hit it inside, and then all are in the different places. So when the actual turn of Olympics will come, you don't know what he is going to do. So once he was valid, but he is not reliable. So that is not that person is not appropriate for us to take him to the Olympics. So he is valid but not reliable. So again, this person you can see here in the border only he has hit here. So one person you can see here in this third, in the border line he is hitting, and then in the different places he is hitting. Third person. So what he is? He is neither reliable nor valid. You can see here this one point is there near inside, but it is in the border line. So we cannot consider that. So that person is neither reliable nor valid. Now the last one you can see here. What was our target? To hit inside this small circle. And consistently we have to do that. So this is the thing, both reliable and valid. So your instrument should be like that. It should be valid and it should be reliable. Again, I am giving the definition of valid. Validity is the ability to measure what we are supposed to measure, and reliability is the ability to get the consistent result, same result, if we are repeating the same measure again and again. So these are the definition. So your data should be collected through the valid and reliable instrument, then only it will be correct. So that's why this validity and reliability is required when you are using you can say that the questionnaire. If their instrument is already worldwide accepted, like if you are measuring the distance, so kilometer is there, meter is there, centimeter, this instrument is already available. So then there is no need to define a particular instrument for that. That instrument is already valid and it is worldwide accepted. For that, there is no need to do that. Suppose you can say your certain instrument to measure like emotional intelligence and all these things. So if these instruments are worldwide accepted in your research paper or in your study, you can take the same, you can say that the instrument. So again, now with this background, we are coming to the definition of business analytics, what we are talking about. So business analytics is the use of data, information, technology, statistical analysis, quantitative methods, and mathematical or computer-based models to help managers to gain the improved insight about their business operations and make the better fact-based decisions. So analytics, we were using all these things earlier also, mean, median, mode, all the different types of visualization, we used to do it manually. Now we are doing it through the help of a tools and techniques, these softwares. So that is the analytics. Earlier we call it operation research, financial research, marketing research. On that particular time we were using all these things. Like if I am talking about the consumer buying behavior, so we were doing it. But nowadays we are using the, you can say that the software to do that. software to do that. Now it is clear. My voice is okay. Hello. So mathematical and all these things. So business analytics is a process of transforming the data into actions through analysis and insights in context of organizational decision making and problem solving. Everywhere, if we'll talk about anything you can see here, there are two types of objectives. Either it is an individual objective, or you can say that the organizational objective. So individual objective or organizational objectives, there are two types of objectives. One is maximization and another is of minimization. One is maximization and another is of minimization. Whatever we want more, then it is of maximization. Profit, sales for an organization, production, so for an organization, number of clients. So all these things are of maximization. But if it is, you can say that the cost, time, distance, etc., then it is of minimization. So whatever we want less in individual point of view or in organizational point of view, then it is known as the minimization, or our objective is will be related to minimization. So business analytics is supported by various tools, as we were talking about, tools and techniques, Microsoft Excel, Excel add-ins, statistical packages, as you know that the SPSS, SAS, Minitab, R programming, then Python. So you can say that the Power BI, Tableau, all these are the various tools and techniques through which the main objective is to convert the raw data into the useful information. Useful information means by seeing quickly, you will be able to find out the information. And on the basis of that, you can take the decision. Now, these are the various perspective of analytics we are talking about. So when we are talking about the analytics or business analytics, what are the different things? So as I have already told you, when we are talking about analytics, statistics will come by default. Data mining will come, visualization will come, visualization, Tableau and Power BI, what they are doing. This is the visualization only it is giving, and we all have done it, the bar chart, pie chart, all these things we have done in our school days, histogram and all these things. Simulation, business intelligence, information and all these things. So whatever the tools and techniques you are using, their statistics is there. So by statistics, we mean the method especially adapted to collection, analysis and interpretation of data for making effective decision in all the functional areas of management. So mean, median, mode, even sampling and all these things comes under statistics. Sampling, all the types of sampling method, sample size, all these things comes under statistics. So there is a role of statistics when you are doing the, you can say that the analytics. And what it is saying, in all the functional areas of management means what? Marketing, finance, operation, IT and all these things. Now business intelligence and information system. So business intelligence, that's why it is known as the Tableau and Power BI are known as the business intelligence tool. So the process of gathering information in the field of business, it can be described as a process of enhancing the data into information and then into knowledge, so that you can take the appropriate decision. So there is a role of business intelligence. So business intelligence will convert the, you can say that the raw data into the useful information. Business intelligence is carried out to gain the sustainable competitive advantages. Sustainable competitive advantages means if you want to survive in the market in the long run, then these are the things you have to use. Otherwise, you will not be able to survive in the market. Sustainable competitive advantages, there is a concept called VRIO framework. VRIO. So this framework, what exactly it is saying, I am telling you, that is the VRIO. So if all these things will be there, then only you will be able to survive in the market. Then only you will be able to survive in the market. Means if you are in the market to do a business, then what it is saying, whatever the product or the service you are providing, your product should be valuable to the customers. Your product should be valuable to the customer. Then there is a, you can say that the, you will be able to, competitive advantages will be there. Your product should be valuable. But it may happen like the others product will also be very valuable, so you cannot survive in the long run. Then second, what is the important thing we are talking about? Your product should be rare. Your product should be valuable also. Your product should be rare. Your product should be rare. Okay, your product should be rare. So your product should be variable, valuable, and your product should be rare. Then you will be able to survive. Okay, but if your product is rare, then it might happen like some other person will also come on that particular, you can say that the market. Like what happened in 2016, Airtel, Idea, all these things were there in the market. Then the Geo came into the picture, because they have seen like this, the telecom industry will be there for the long run, and telecommunication will be there. So that's why it was rare. Very limited players were there. So Geo entered into the market. So if it is rare also, then also you will not be able to survive in the long run. Then not easy to imitate. Not easy to imitate. I is this imitate. This I is imitate. Means easily no one should copy. Then your competitive advantage will be longer. So that is the, your product should be valuable, your product should be rare, or service should be rare, or it is not easy to imitate. Easily no one should be able to copy this. Easily no one should be able to copy this. Okay, no one should be easy to replicate such type of product and services. Then only you will be survive in the long run. And then the last one, there should be the organized mechanism. There should be a organized mechanism. Whatever the product you are providing, it should be, the quality should be same from, you can say that the every time. So then only you will be able to do the sustainable competitive advantages. So but how you will be able to do that? You should be very vigilant to the market. You should do the business intelligence. You have to do the statistical analysis and all these things. Then only you will be able to do the sustainable competitive advantages. Then only you will be able to keep your product or services valuable. It will be rare. It will be, you can say that the not easy to imitate. And then it should be with the organized mechanism. Means your product, your quality, same quality throughout, you should be able to do that. It should not be change. Why the certain, you can say that the shape like Sanjeev Kapoor and all these things, they are matlab famous cook, and then the chef. Why? Because every time whatever the food they are preparing, that is the same type of taste they are able to deliver. So that is the organized mechanism. So a person sometimes happen like that, he is able to make a good food. The next time he is, you can say that the unable to repeat such type of same taste and all these things. So this is not the organized mechanism. So whatever the product and service you are providing, it should be consistent. So that will give you the value to the customers, and then they will retain for your product and the service. So the process of gathering information in the field of business, it can be described as a process of enhancing data into information, then into knowledge. And the business intelligence is carried out to gain the sustainable competitive advantages, and it is valuable to the, and that will become the core competence of your organization. Now data mining, what it is saying that? Data mining is focused on better understanding characteristics on pattern among variables in the large data set using a variety of statistical and analytical tools. So data mining means there are the huge data set is there. From there you are trying to find out the your relevant data, and then you are finding the pattern in your data by using the various tools and techniques. Knowledge discovery process you can see here. So you can say that the here there is a databases are there, then you are doing the data cleaning, data warehouse, task relevant data, data mining means appropriate statistical test you are using, and then you are finding the pattern in your data, and by spying the pattern in your data you are getting the knowledge. Then simulation and risk analysis is also a part of analytics. So what it is saying, it relies on the spreadsheet models and statistical analysis to examine the impacts of uncertainty, the estimates and their potential interaction with one another on output variable of interest. Simulation means what? It is a just like a prediction. What is going to happen? Simulate. We want to simulate means we want to predict on the basis of past data. We want to predict by developing a model, and then we have to see what is the risk on that, what will be the error on that, so that also we'll be able to find out. So that is the simulation and risk analysis. Then what if analysis? What if analysis means spreadsheet and formal models allow one to manipulate data to perform what if analysis, how a specific combination of inputs that reflect key assumption will affect the model output. So what are the different types of variable you are putting? What are the, if you will give the certain different variables, then what will be the output? Is there any improvement and all? So that will be the what if analysis. What if analysis is also used to assess the sensitivity of optimization models to change in data inputs and provide the better insights for making the good decision. So if we are changing the inputs in the data, is there any change, or are we able to, you can say that the get the better accuracy of the model. Then as we have already discussed about, the data visualization is also a part of analytics. So data visualization is nothing but we are converting the data into pictorial or graphical format. So what is the use of this? Why we are doing that? But it enables decision maker to see analytics presented visually, so they can grasp the difficult concept or identify the new pattern in your data. Okay, and with interactive visualization you can take the concept a step further by using the technology to drill down into charts and graphs for more details. What exactly I have written? Interactive means what? If I want the top 5 performer, so it is there in your data, top 5 performer, but I want to see the top 7 also, so then I will scroll my cursor and then I will be able to find out the top 7 also, top 10 also, top 8 also. So I will be able to interact with that particular visualization. Initially it was given top 5 only, then I am just moving here and there, then I will be able to find out the top 8, top 9, top 10 and all these things. So that is the interactive visualization we call it, and it is there in Tableau and Power BI. Now you can take the concept a further step using technology to drill down. What is the drill down? Suppose there is a, you can say that the bar chart of 2012, 13 and 14. You are able to see it year wise. Now again in one click, if we'll click there, then you will be able to find out the quarterly also. The 2012 there are 4 charts you will be able to see, 2013 again 4 charts you will be able to see, and 2013 again 4 charts you will be seeing. This is known as the drill down approach into charts and graphs. Again if you want to see the monthly, again you will click, then you will be able to find out the monthly bar chart. So you will be able to see the monthly, you will be able to see the quarterly, you will be able to see the yearly. So H per the drill down, H per the click, plus sign and minus sign, you will be able to see all these things. So that is known as the drill down into charts and graphs for more detail and interactively changing what data you see and how it is processed. So this is the job of visualization. Visualization, that is the importance of visualization. I will just quickly show you one example so that you will be able to see the importance of visualization. So you can see here, look at the sales report below. A company has branches in 4 cities and each branch changes the product price every month. This leads to a corresponding change in the sales. Here is the performance of 4 branches with their monthly price and sales for each month. So you can see here Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad and Mumbai. Okay, so January, these are the prices and this is the average. Sales, these are the sales, this is the average. Delhi price, sales. Hyderabad price, sales. Mumbai price and then sales. Okay, so these are the average and variance is given. And you can see in your data, average and variance of each of the data are same. Average, as we have done the statistical analysis. So in statistical analysis, we have found that the 9 everywhere you can see here 9. 7.50, 7.50, 10 and 3.75 you can see here. So do you think that the data of Bangalore, Delhi and Hyderabad and Mumbai, they are behaving in the same manner? The answer we'll see. So looking at the average, the 4 branches have the identical performance. Do you agree on this? Let's see. So what it is saying? No. So you can see here through visualization, these are the different visualization we have found. So that is the beauty of visualization. In some places, analytics will not work. You will be unable to infer, but by seeing the visualization easily, you will be able to grasp. So what it is saying? Bangalore sales have generally increased with the price. So price increases, sales increases in Bangalore. Then Hyderabad, it has a nearly perfect increase you can see here in sales with price, except certain exception you can see here, though 2 points are there. Now the Delhi shows a decline in sales beyond a price of 10. Till 10 price it is going on the upward direction and then after 10 it is going down. Mumbai sales fluctuate despite a nearly constant price. So you can see here in our data the mean value and the variances are same. But in data visualization it is showing the different interpretation. You will be able to do that. So that is the beauty of visualization. So that's why we are talking here. You can see here visualization is the presentation of data in pictorial or graphical format. We have done the visualization with the same data only. When you are converting the data into visualization, you are not doing anything extra. From the same data, you are getting the visualization. So it enables decision maker to see analytics presented visually so that they can grasp, please make this point, grasp the difficult concepts or identify the new pattern. And you have seen in the example. So with interactive visualization, you can take the concept a step further by using technology to drill down into charts and graphs for more detail. Interactively changing what data you see and how it's processed. So that is the thing. Now the next important thing in visualization, analytics, it is talking about modeling and optimization. When I'm talking about in analytics, modeling means there is a equation. We are making the equations. Model means nothing but the equations. And on the basis of that particular model, we are trying to find out the optimum value, optimization. As I have already told you that in individual point of view or organizational point of view, there are 2 types of objectives. One is of maximization and another is of minimization. Either it is maximization or minimization. Either it is maximization or minimization. The value should be optimum. We call it optimization. If it is minimum, then minimum. If it is maximization, then maximum. So the one terminology we use, that is known as the optimization. Optimization means not the maximization. It means best value. If minimization, then what is the minimum value? And if maximization, then what is the maximum value? So it is a technique for translating the real problem into mathematics, spreadsheets or other computer languages, and using them to find out the best or the optimum solution and decisions. So first you have to develop the model. It is a part of analytics. So model building is there, simulation is there, statistics is there, business intelligence is there, what if analysis is there. All these are the perspective of analytics, means these are the part of analytics. All these things we have to do when we are talking about the analytics. Okay, let us take one example. How to make the model. So suppose a company is there, they want to produce two products, Walkman and Watch TV. Walkman takes 4 hours of electronic work and 2 hours of assembly. Watch TV takes 3 hours of electronic work and 1 hour of assembly. There are 240 hours of electronic work time and 100 hours of assembly time available. Profit on Walkman is rupees 7 and profit on Watch TV is rupees 5. Then develop a model. I will just copy paste this. So you can see here, this is the question. Either you wish to produce or the company wish to produce. Okay, so you can see here. So let us consider that. Let us consider that the company will produce. This is a theoretical problem. Now, model in analytics means you will develop it, you will convert it in the form of equations. So how we will convert it in the form of equations? So that we will see. And later on we have to find out the there a solution of that particular problem to get the values of whatever the variables we have. So let us consider the company will produce X and Y units of Walkman and Watch TV. Walkman and Watch TV. Correct? Walkman and Watch TV. Okay. Now you can see here what it is saying. Profit on a Walkman is rupees 7 and profit on a Watch TV is rupees 5. So now this problem is related to profit. So which type of objective it is? So it is of maximization. And in maximization, we write it in short, max Z is equal to. So if we are producing 1 unit of Walkman, we are making a profit of rupees 7. If we will produce 2, then 14, 3, then 21. But we are producing X. So what will be the total profit? 7X. 7X. Similarly, 1 unit of Walkman, if we are Watch TV, we are producing and selling, then we are getting a profit of rupees 5. If we will produce 2, 10. If we will produce 3, then 15. But we are producing Y. So total profit to the company is equal to what? 7X plus 5Y. Is there any problem with this? If you have any problem, please let me know. On the basis of above question, I am solving this. I am converting into equations. So max Z is equal to 7X plus 5Y. Now what it is saying? What are the constraints, means limitations? Walkman takes 4 hours of electronic work and 2 hours of assembly. And Watch TV takes 3 hours of electronic work and 1 hour of assembly. So first we will take the electronic work. So 4 hours in an Walkman. So how many Walkman we are producing? X plus electronic work for the Watch TV is 3. And how many Watch TV we are producing? Y. So total number of hours required for Walkman and Watch TV is 4X plus 3Y. And what it is saying? And there are only 240 hours of electronic work time is available. So what will be the value? So this will be less or equal to 240. So 4X plus 3Y, whatever the value of X and Y will come, that value should not exceed 240. Why? Because you have the total electronic work time available is 240 only. So this is the thing. Then similarly, this is the electronic constraint. This is known as the electronic constraint. Then second, what was the assembly? 2x plus 1y. Again, it should be less or equal to what will be the value? 100. 100. This is the assembly constraint. This is the assembly constraint. Correct? This is the assembly constraint. Okay. Now, what is the non-negativity constant? X comma y is greater or equal to 0. That value should be greater or equal to 0. Greater or equal to 0. Because if we are not producing any Walkman, then the value of x is equal to 0. And similarly for the watch TV also, if we are not producing any watch TV, then it is 0. So it cannot be negative. No one will say that we have produced, you can say that -5 Walkman and -10 watch TV. We haven't done this. Okay, so you can see here. Okay. So 4x plus 3y is less or equal to 240. 2x plus 1y is less or equal to 100. So this is known as the modeling. So in analytics, you have to convert it in the form of a model. This is the model. This is the modeling part. The second part, what it is saying, the optimization. We'll do it later on optimization. So it is second part is saying the optimization means you have to solve this by using various tools and techniques. You can solve it using Excel. You can earlier we used to solve it manually by graphical method. You can solve it using Excel solver. You can solve it by R. You can solve it by Python and anything. So many things are options are available. So many softwares are available through which you will be able to find it. Okay, so these are the various parts of, you can say that, the analytics. So when we are these are known as the perspective of analytics. In analytics, these are the things you have to do. Now we will talk about the types of data. Types of data. Slowly we will come towards data. We are just doing the basic understanding of analytics and then we'll go ahead with that. So there are two types of data. One is known as the qualitative data and another is known as the quantitative data. Can anyone tell me that what is the quantitative data and what is the qualitative data? Quantitative data and qualitative data, you can type it in the chat box. What is the quantitative data and what is the qualitative data? Quantitative data and qualitative data. Okay. So first of all, we will start from the quantitative data. Like the data which is in the form of numbers. The data which is in the form of numbers are known as the quantitative data. As I have shown you the first example, the weekly sales of the year 2020-21. So that was the quantitative data. Then what is the qualitative data? The data which is in the form of words and sentences. So all the social media you can see here, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the people are writing, all these things, these are the qualitative data. All the, you can say that the different e-commerce companies website, you can say that the Amazon, or the Mantra or Flipkart or so many, you can say that the e-commerce companies are there where the people are giving the feedback. If it is in the words and sentences, then it is the qualitative data. If it is in the form of stars, there are 5 stars. What is the rating you are giving out of 5 stars? Then it is quantitative in nature. So the data which is in the form of numbers or can be converted in the form of numbers, then it is known as the quantitative data. Quantitative data. And the data which is in the form of words, sentences, and descriptive in nature, then that is known as the qualitative data. Let me tell you, whatever the data we are generating on everyday basis, that is 25 to 35%, 25 to 30% of the data are the quantitative data. Like all the companies they are producing, like number of units produced, how many you can say that the units are scrapped. So all these things are the quantitative data. So these are the quantitative data. But the data which is you can say that the generated in the various social media and all these things, then it is known as the qualitative data. It is known as the qualitative data. So quantitative data and qualitative data. Then we are talking about the evolution of analytics. It is also known as the types of analytics. It is also known as the scope of analytics. Scope of analytics. So whenever we are talking about the analytics, these are the 4 things that we have to study. So that is known as the types of analytics. We call it is a scope of analytics, or it is also known as the evolution of analytics. Not evaluation, evolution of analytics. How analytics is evolved. Evolution of analytics. So these are the 3 names. Now I will tell you this is the beginning. So this is the descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics. Okay. Descriptive analytics. So if anyone will tell you that we will learn descriptive analytics, what does it mean? And what is the meaning of this descriptive analytics? What are the things comes under descriptive analytics? In descriptive analytics, in descriptive analytics, it provides you the information that is already happened or happening. So in descriptive analytics, you will be able to find out the what is already happened or what is or already happened or happening. What is already happened or happening. Okay. It provides you the information that already happened or happening. Like you just remember whatever we have studies in our school days. So first one we are talking about the central tendency. Central tendency means mean, median, and then mode. Mean, median, and mode. How you will be able to find out mean, median, and mode? You just tell me. If there is a data already, that data is there, or you have put some formula, and whenever the live data is coming, automatically the mean, median, and mode is changing. So what is the definition? What is already happened or happening? Matlab live data. In live data also you can do the descriptive analytics. So data is you are importing, like suppose you are going to a mall. Continuously the data, they are inputting the data in their system. So that is the live data is happening, and then accordingly there will be a change in mean, median and mode. So that is the thing. Central tendency. Okay. Now, one thing you have to understand, like whenever you will study something, you have to ask yourself, why I have to study the next thing? And then I will give you a justification why you have to study the next thing. Now, the next part will be the measure of dispersion that comes under descriptive analytics. Measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion. Okay. What are the things comes under measure of dispersion? Let's find out. Range, mean deviation, standard deviation, variance, etc. These are the things comes under this. Now, one thing you have to understand, in our school days, our teacher had taught us mean, median and mode. And once we had completed all these things, then he said that now from tomorrow we will study the measure of dispersion. Then why he has said that? Then when he is saying that we have to study the next thing, means what is the understanding and what is the things going in the background? Means that there are certain limitations of central tendency. Correct? Because on the basis of that we cannot take the decision. On the basis of central tendency we cannot take the decision. Let's take certain example. Let us consider there are two players A and B. Okay, match 60, 70, 50, 50, and then suppose 60, 20, 100, 0, 20, 30. Suppose if I am finding the average, (58) runs, and here the average are 34 runs. So suppose if you are the selector of Indian team, and on the basis of previous 5 matches you want to take the decision in the next match which player will play, then definitely you can say that the player A will play in the next match because his average runs are more than the, you can say that, the player B. So here you can take the decision on the basis of mean. But let me give you another example. There are two more players C and D. So 60 runs, 40 runs, 50 runs, 50 runs, and then 100 runs. करेक्ट है? तो फिर then suppose 0, 300, 0, 0, and then 0. If I will find the average runs, So you can see here. In both the cases, the average runs are 60. But do you think that is it correct? Which player should play? The player C should play the game because he is more consistent than the player D. Because player D has only taken the, you can say that the once he has got 300 runs and all the other places he has got 0 runs. So for that, you have to find out the standard deviation, STD V, and then you find out this standard deviation, and then you can see here the standard deviation is 134. So you can see here the standard deviation is 134, here the standard deviation is only 23.5. So which player should play? The player C should play because player C has less deviation. So that's why there is a requirement of measure of dispersion. Now you can say, ki like sir, by seeing this also we will be able to find out that the which player should play, because by seeing this particular data, we will be in a position to find out the player C is more consistent than the player D. But in practical example, when the data points will be more than 1000, 10,000, by seeing this you will not be able to identify. And here the deviations are very, you can say that the large, 134 and 23. So there is a huge difference between these two deviations, so that you are easily able to find out. Suppose here deviation will be 30, here deviation will be 23, then how will we be able to find out? Are you getting my point? So that's why there is a requirement of measure of dispersion. Because you can see here the two means are equal. Two means are equal here. Two means are equal. You cannot take the decision on the basis of means. So that's why you have to find out the measure of dispersion. So you can see here. You have to understand, if anyone will ask you a question, what is the limitation of central tendency? And if anyone will ask you a question, why there is a requirement of measure of dispersion? The answer is same. The answer is same. So what is the limitation of central tendency? So you have to say, when there are two central tendency with the same value, two or three central tendency values with the two or three data sets with the same central tendency value, then we cannot take the decision. So that's why there is a requirement of measure of dispersion. So that is the limitation of central tendency. If we have two or three data sets with the same central tendency value, same mean value, which one you will select? You do not have any logical reason for that. So that's why we have to study measure of dispersion. So another person will ask you, why to study measure of dispersion? Because this is the limitation of central tendency. With two or three data points, if there are same central tendency, then central tendency value, then we cannot take the decision. So that's why there is a requirement of measure of dispersion. Either you can talk about the range, mean deviation, standard deviation, variance. So all are the measure of dispersion. So which is the most, you can say that the popular measure of dispersion? Standard deviation. Similarly, which is the most popular central tendency? That is the mean. That is the mean. Okay. Now, another thing also comes under descriptive analytics. That is the graphical representations. This is also known as the visualization. Visualization. So visualization will also come under descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics. Okay. And the another thing we call it, that is the skewness and kurtosis. This will also come under descriptive analytics. So when, if anyone will saying that now we'll go for descriptive analytics, so these are the four things we have to study under descriptive analytics. Similarly, we have to study under diagnostic analytics. So diagnostic analytics, all these things we'll study in detail. Only just I'm giving you the brief definition of the scope of diagnostic analytics. So which type of why is it happening? This is the information it is giving you. Diagnostic analytics is giving you the information. Why is it happening? The descriptive analytics is giving you the information that what is happening or what is already happened. So that is the information descriptive analytics is giving. Now the further this diagnostic analytics is giving you the information, that is the why is it happening. ये क्यों हो रहा है? What is the root cause analysis? What is the root cause that it is happening? So that you will be able to find out in diagnostic analytics. Now the next is predictive analytics. Predictive analytics. Predictive analytics will give you the information. What is going to happen in the future? What is going to happen in the future? That is the predictive analytics. What is going to happen in the future? It will develop a model. It will develop a predictive model. On the basis of that, you will be able to predict what is going to happen in the future. On the basis of past data, it will predict the future. It will predict the future. Then the last one is the prescriptive analytics. What is the best solution out of the various alternatives available? What is the best solution out of the various alternatives available? I am writing here descriptive also, so that you will be able to find out. Analytics. What is happened, or what has happened, or happening. Okay. So you can see here. So as I have already told you, sorry. In descriptive analytics, central tendency, measure of dispersion, then the visualization, skewness and kurtosis, all these things we have to study. In diagnostic analytics, t-test, ANOVA, correlation, scatter plot, all these things will come under the diagnostic analytics. Predictive analytics, all the regression and all these things will come under, all the machine learning techniques will come under the predictive analytics. Then prescriptive analytics as LPP, linear programming problem, that I have already shown you. So all these things will come under prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics means, suppose how it will give you the value. Suppose I have to do a job, okay, by 2 laborers. I have to hire 2 laborers. So suppose there are 8 laborers are there. First 2 laborers are completing that task in 3 days. Second 2 laborers are completing in 4 days. And then third, they are completing in 5 days, and the fourth, they are completing in 6 days. So these are the options available to me. That job will be completed in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. So which labors I have to identify? The first one, those who will be able to complete in 2 days, or sorry, 3 days. So that is the solution. So what is the best solution out of the various alternatives available? I had 4 alternatives, those who were completing 3 days, 4 days, 5 days or 6 days. My best solution is to complete in 3 days. So that this prescriptive analytics will give you, it will give you the best solution. Any confusion till now? If you have anything to ask me, please ask me. So you can see here, same thing we have written here. What is happening in my business? Why is it happening? What is likely to happen? And what do I need to do? Means we have to find out the best solution out of the various alternative solutions available. Okay, so that's why it is known as the evolution of analytics. In descriptive analytics, you have certain limitation. Then when you will go to diagnostic, again certain limitation you will cross. And then again, if you want to cross the certain limitation, again you have to go to the predictive analytics and then the prescriptive analytics. So these are the things. Now, what are the various steps involved in analytics or business analytics? The first step, there are 6 steps. The first step, what it is saying, in your data analysis process, you must begin with the right set of questions. Some examples include, how can we reduce the production cost without sacrificing the quality? What are the some ways to increase the sales opportunities with our current resources? Do customers view our brand in a favorable way or not? So suppose these are the questions, research questions. On the basis of that, we will develop our objectives and all. So you have to decide on your objectives. The second, what it is talking about, set the measurement priorities. Which type of data you require? You require weekly, monthly, annually, whatever it may be. So these steps involve processes to identify what to measure and how to measure. For example, should we perform your analysis weekly, monthly, or annually? What is your unit of measure? What factors should we include in your analysis, etc. Then the next is your data collection. Data collection. As we have already talked about, the your instrument should be valid and reliable. And then we have to collect the data. Data collection is the process of collecting information on targeted variable for your analysis. So in this step, the emphasis is to ensure collecting accurate and honest data. So thus, before you start your hunt for collecting new data, find out the information could be collected from the existing data source. So data collection will be there. Then data cleaning, that we have talked about. Some missing values are there, some outliers are there, some duplicate data is repeated. So all these things you have to complete, and this process in data science is known as EDA, exploratory data analysis. So data cleaning is the process of preventing and correcting the errors in the data. It includes steps such as the structuring the data as required for the relevant analysis tools, removing the duplicate values, identifying the outliers in the data. So these are the things we have to identify. And then we have to do the data analysis of data. Here there is a role of various tools and techniques are required. In EDA also tools and techniques are required, not there also we have to find out. So various data analysis techniques can be used to understand, interpret and derive the conclusion based on the requirements. Tools like Microsoft Excel, R, Python, Tableau, etc. can be used for performing the analysis. So these are the things. And the last one is the interpreting the result. Whatever the output you have got. So analytics is not only to analyze the data, it is the collection of data, it is the analysis of data, and it is the interpretation of data. So you have to see, does the analysis answer your objectives? Does the analysis help you defend against any objectives? Is there any limitation on your conclusion? Any angles you haven't considered in your analysis? So if your interpretation of the data holds up under all of these questions and consideration, then you likely have come to a productive conclusion. And you have to create a report of your analysis in a format as required by the stakeholder or your business decisions. So the feedback from the stakeholder might result in additional analysis. Then you have to show to your, you can say that your stakeholder, and then again, if they will say that, then again you have to revise. So these are the 6 steps that we have to do in the data analysis. Now hiring trends of data analytics, it is there, it is, we'll see later on. So you can see your useful tools in data science if you want to do. Database tools are there which are used to store the data. So database tools are there. You should have knowledge of SQL, MongoDB, MySQL. You can say the Oracle, RDBMS, and data transformation tool. You are converting the raw data into the meaningful information. Excel, Python, R, Apache Spark. So these are the tools you can use. Then data modeling tool is the, you can take a scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Weka, Apache Spark. So these are the data modeling tool. So these are the things that you have to know if you want to build your career in data science. And then data visualization tools are also there. That is the Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft Excel, R, Python, through which you can do the data visualization. Now from here we are starting the data, and slowly we'll go towards the data analysis. We are to understand the statistics also, what are the various analytical parts also, and then slowly we will go for the data analytics. Data analysis using R, or if you will ask me, we will use the Python also, Jupyter notebook also, we can do the analysis. Even if you are not knowing anything Python, then also you will be able to do the analysis. I will tell you, with the help of ChatGPT, you will be able to do it in R, you will be able to do it in Python. I will teach you how to do it. Now, we will, right now, as we have discussed about, there are 2 types of data: quantitative data and qualitative data. Okay, so we leave the quantitative data, qualitative data. We'll discuss about the quantitative data. We'll discuss about the quantitative data. Okay, so in quantitative data, whenever you will get a data, the data will be either of these 4 forms. The data, your data will be either your data will be nominal data, ordinal data, interval data, or ratio data. Quantitative data I am talking about. Whenever you are getting a quantitative data, either it is in the form of nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. Okay. Okay, so please let me know. We'll start. This is the new thing, and this is the start of data science. You can see here, start of data science, from where the data science starts. You have to first understand the data. Whenever you will get a data in a spreadsheet, you should be in a position to identify either it is a nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. Then you will be able to use the different type of statistical analysis. That also we'll do. Okay, so we'll go with that. So nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio, this is known as the data classification, quantitative data. So should we take a break of 5 to 10 minutes, or should I continue? Please let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, I will continue. Tell me what I have to do. Quickly, you just tell me. Okay. So we'll take a break of, you can say that the 10 minutes. So we'll resume at 12:05. 12:05 we'll again resume. Okay. Okay, I hope you all are there. So we'll again start. So this is the, you can say here, this is the beginning of data science. Or from here you will be able to find out, you will be first, you have to understand that how you will be able to classify the data. Either the data is nominal, ordinal, interval and ratio, and accordingly various statistical tools or various statistical tests will be applicable for these types of data. So we'll start one by one. I hope you all are there. So first is the nominal scale. What is nominal scale or nominal type of data? You can say that the nominal scale or nominal type of data. So what it is saying, when numbers assigned to objects serve as labels for identification or categorization, then such numbers are in nominal scale. Such numbers have no quantitative meaning. So male is equal to 1, female is equal to 2. So what it is saying, so nominal data or nominal scale. So this is used only for identification. So suppose there are two data, male and female. So normally when we design a questionnaire, there is a variable known as the gender, and in gender there are two categories, normally male and then the female. Okay, so these are the two things. So if we are coding male is equal to 1 and female is equal to 2, then there is no quantitative meaning. We can interchange also, male is equal to 2 and female is equal to 1. There is no, you can say that the quantitative meaning of these numbers. These numbers are only for identification. Only for identification. Suppose in an institute, suppose the students are taking admission. The roll number one, as you can say that the CT examination is coming. So first come first serve basis, the person who is coming first, roll number 1, and the person who is coming last, so he is roll number 100, suppose. So these are the, you can say that there is no significant meaning of 1 and 100. This is only on the basis of first come first serve basis. It doesn't mean that the student whose roll number is 1 is better than the student those whose roll number is 100. It is not on the basis of that. It is only to identify the 100 students, we have given the different roll numbers. These numbers has no quantitative meaning. These numbers have no quantitative meaning. Suppose in a cricket match or in a, you can say that the football match, so there are different numbers in their jersey of the players, in their t-shirts, there are different numbers are available. So these numbers are only to identify. These numbers do not have a quantitative meaning. Okay, it is only for identification number. Suppose the you can say that the jersey number of Virat Kohli is 18 and the jersey number of Mahendra Singh Dhoni is 7. It doesn't mean that the Virat Kohli is playing 11 times better than Mahendra Singh Dhoni, 11 times better than Mahendra Singh Dhoni. It is not like that. These are the numbers we are putting in their jersey, or they are, you can say that they are putting these numbers. They consider these numbers are their lucky numbers, whatever it may be. And these are only to identify. There is no quantitative meaning of these particular numbers. Okay, so these are only for identification. Then such type of numbers are known as the nominal data. These are on the nominal data. Like I have already told you, certain examples I am giving, like gender, male and female, like name of the countries, like name of the states, name of the district, name of the regions, north, south, east, west, roll number of the students. Okay, so and then jersey number of the players. So these are known as the you can say that the nominal data. Nominal data. Okay. So whenever you will find out these numbers in your spreadsheet where there is no quantitative meaning, then you have to consider that these are the you can say that the nominal data. Now the most important aspect is when these are the numbers, then what are the statistical tests applicable for that? Statistical test applicable. And when we are talking about the statistical test applicable, then first we talk about the descriptive analytics or descriptive statistics, whatever you can say, descriptive analytics. So if such type of data is in nominal scale, then which type of tests are applicable? Okay. So what it is saying, you can see here. The permissible operations on such number is, for descriptive, it is talking about the counting, percentage, mode. We'll not discuss right now about the chi-square and binomial test. We'll just discuss about the descriptive, counting, percentage, mean, median, mode. So all these things comes under the descriptive analytics. So first we'll discuss about the descriptive analytics or descriptive statistics. So what it is saying, counting is permissible, percentage is permissible, or and mode is permissible. So here it is saying the mean is not permissible, median is not permissible. Okay. So first of all, let's see. We'll take one situation. Suppose we are taking a data from 100 respondents. We are taking a data from 100 respondents. Okay. And then male, as we have already said, it is represented by 1 and females are represented by 2. And then there are 40 males and 60 females. So out of 100, 40 males are there and 60 females are there. Okay. So now you can see here, on the basis of that, suppose you can see here, there is a gender column, gender, in my spreadsheet, male. So there are 40 males are available. And then similarly, we are taking the females are available. Females are available. Okay. 40 male and female. So this is the, you can say that the Excel sheet you have available. Then what it is saying, what are the different things that you can do with this data? So what it is saying, you can see here, counting. So first I am talking about counting. Counting you can do. So if I will say there are 40 male and 60 female, am I writing anything wrong or is it correct? Please let me know. Whatever the data we have, out of 100, I have counted 40 are male and 60 are female. So in our permissible statistics also, it is saying that if your data is in nominal scale, you can do the counting. So we have done the counting, 40 male and 60 female. Tell me, is it correct? Yes. So first permissible, it is saying that the counting we have taken. Second, it is saying that the percentage is also permissible in nominal data. In nominal data, percentage is also permissible. Percentage is also permissible. So you just let me know if I am saying whatever the data I have collected in which 40% are male and 60% are female. Am I correct? Please let me know. बताइए. Two things, counting and percentage we have taken. बोलिए. Percentage 40% are male and 60% are female. Any problem? Now the third thing it is saying, that is the mode. Now tell me, what is the definition of mode? Mode means the most popular number. The most popular number means what? The number which is occurring most of the time. So there are 40 male are there. So how many times one will come? 40 times. Okay. And how many times two will come? The female are 60. So that is equal to 60 times. So 1 or 2, which number is occurring most of the time? That is equal to 2. So we'll write here 2. And 2 means female. So our conclusion is, whatever the data we have in which the mode is 2 means female are more. So that is absolutely correct. So these are the 3 permissible statistics that you can do, that we have written. Okay. Is there any problem till now? So what it is saying, if your data is in nominal scale, these are the permissible descriptive statistics you can do. These are the permissible descriptive statistics that you can do. Now, so now another question is, we have to find out. So here we haven't written the mean. So mean is not permissible when your data is in nominal scale, because it is a category, either male or female. It cannot be divided. You cannot find out the decimal value. Let's try to do it forcefully. What is happening? Suppose we are trying to find out the mean value. What will happen? What will happen? So mean is equal to, what are the value we have to do? What is the definition of mean? You have to add all the numbers. Means 1 40 times and 2 60 times. So what I will do, 1 into 40. What I will do? That is 1 into 40. 1 into 40 plus 2 into 60. 2 into 60. Just a moment. So 1 into 40 plus 2 into 40 divided by what will be the value? Total number of observation 100. So what will the value it is coming? 40 plus 16 to 2 120 divided by 100. So that is equal to 160 divided by 100. So what will be the value? 1.6. So mean value is coming, that is 1.6. So either it is not going to the 1 or nor it is going to the 2. So it is a decimal value because but in our data only 1 or 2 is there. There is no place of the value 1.6. Okay, so that's why mean is not permissible when your data is nominal. If you are doing it forcefully, then there is no relevance, and you are not doing a mistake, it means that you are doing a blunder. If you are trying to find out the mean in a nominal data, that is not permissible. That is not permissible. Okay. Now another important thing I am asking you, can we find out the standard deviation from this data? Can we find out the standard deviation from nominal data? Give me the answer and logic also. बताइए. I have told you that we can find out counting, percentage and mode. We cannot find out mean because it is a categorical data, and if we are forcefully doing it, you can see here we are finding the decimal value 1.6. Neither it is going to 1 nor it is going to 2. So mean is not permissible in a categorical data, in a nominal data. Now my question is to you all, that can we find out standard deviation from this particular data? Nominal data, say standard deviation, can we find out? Please answer my question in the chat box. Standard deviation, can we find out? Please tell me. If you want to really do the data analytics thing, you have to understand this data classification. Then only there will be a next part. Otherwise, in the lifelong, you will unable to understand which statistical test will be useful where. Unless and until you will be able to understand this. This is the basics of data science. Nominal, ordinal, interval and ratio. Anywhere you will go, this is the first step to teach you. Tell me. Can we find out the standard deviation from a nominal data? Yes or no? Okay, the answer is no. Why? Is there a logic? Can you tell me, Preeti? Why it is no? Your answer is absolutely correct. We cannot find out standard deviation from this data, but the logic you all should know. Yes, because the standard deviation requires numerical data. In other words, you can say, like we have already, you can say that the discussed that the mean is not permissible in nominal data. and mean is applicable in the formula of standard deviation. Correct? So when mean is not permissible, definitely the standard deviation is also not permissible. Mean, I have shown you that the numerical data means the data may come in decimal also, in case of standard deviation also, in case of mean deviation also. Okay, and we have seen the mean is not permissible, and there is a use of mean in the formula of standard deviation. So that's why the standard deviation is also not permissible. In the further this statement, to strengthen this particular statement, wherever there is a use of mean in the formula, there is a use of mean in the formula of any statistical test, numerical nominal data will not, in nominal data it will not be applicable. Like there is a mean in regression, there is a mean in correlation formula, correlation analysis formula, there is a mean in you can say that the t-test, there is a requirement of, there is a requirement of mean in ANOVA. So all these things you cannot find out the, you can say that through the nominal data. For that we have to find out the numerical data. Numerical data means we call it is a continuous data also, continuous data. Correct? So now median also you cannot find out. You can ask me that why median also we cannot find out, because when in a data set, when even numbers are there in a data set, so there are two numbers are known as the, you can say that the median points. Two numbers we consider in a even number of data points. If it is a odd number of data points, then there will be only single number is a median point. Correct? But if it is an even number, then there are two data points are known as the median, and then from these two data points we find out the mean value. Again we calculate the mean value. So that's why the median is also not permissible in case of nominal data, in case of nominal data. So you cannot find out median, you cannot find out mean, and wherever mean is applicable, that all these tests you cannot find out from the nominal data, from the nominal data. So this is the conclusion we have given. So if you have any type of male female data in your report, what do you put? Male female 10 15, matlab number counting you are doing. Then same thing you are converting into percentage. You can make the pie chart and all these things. So these are the things permissible. Correct? So in one words, if anyone will ask you nominal scale, if anyone will ask you, what you will do? It is used for the identification. Identification only. It is used for identification. Okay. Then the second is the ordinal scale. What it is saying? Ordinal scale. When assign numbers to indicate the relation between entities in terms of greater than, equal, or less than, but do not state how much greater than or less than, then the scale is known as the ordinal scale. Then the scale is known as the ordinal scale. Okay. Then the scale is known as the ordinal scale. So this means that suppose there is one example, and this ordinal scale is also known as the ranking scale. This ordinal scale is also known as the ranking scale. So like you can see here, rank the following brands of TV on sound quality. So Akai, Videocon and Samsung. So you cannot find out the difference. You can find out the, you can say that you can rank these three brands. Which is better? Best one is Samsung, followed by Videocon, then it is Akai. So these are the three brands. You can do the ranking. But if I will ask you what is the difference in the sound quality of Samsung and Videocon, you will not be able to find out. So that's why it is saying then such type of scales are known as the ordinal scale. when assign numbers to indicate the relation between entities in terms of greater than, equal or less than, but do not state how much greater than or less than, then the scale is known as the ordinal scale. Rank the following brands of TV on sound quality. So what it is saying? Rank Samsung 1, Videocon 2 and Akai 3. These are the three things. This means that we cannot conclude about the difference between the values of two objects. We can calculate the median, quartile, decile, percentile. So nowadays in CT examination, student gets the percentile. So how these things are converted into percentile? So you can see here what exactly they do. Suppose first they convert it in terms of ranks. Okay, in terms of ranks. So if a student is getting 200 out of 200 marks, 190 highest marks, so 190, then one rank. One student is getting 189, second student is getting also 189, then two rank. On the basis of that, they convert from the marks into ranking, and on the basis of that ranking they find out the percentile. If you have 90 percentile, means 90% of the students are below you and 10% of the students above you. So in median, data is divided into two parts. So ranking is there, so middle person is getting the 50 percentile, 50% below and 50% above. So that is the median. Quartile means it is dividing the data into four parts, all equal parts, 25%, 25%, 25%. Deciles means it divides the data into 10 parts. And then percentile, you know, all the Maharashtra CET examination, the students are getting in the percentile marks, in the percentile. Okay, so in percentile, what exactly, if a student is getting 55 percentile, means 55% of the students are below him or her, and then remaining students, 45% of the students are above him or her. So this is the thing we can find, and it is calculated on the basis of ranking. Ranking, you can find out, you have given the numbering from 1 to 100, 1 to 100. So middle number will be the median, you can say that. Now, so you can find out median, okay, and then you can see here when assign numbers, the next type of scale is, this is known as the ordinal scale. We call it ordinal scale. It is also known as the ranking scale. You cannot find out the difference. You can do the ranking. So main characteristics of ordinal scale is ranking. You can say that which one is better and which one is less than that particular thing. It, you can equally rank, you can greater, you can less, whatever it will be, but you will not be able to find out the differences. Suppose if I will give you the 5 Bollywood actresses and I will ask you to rank them as per their beauty. So you can do that. But if I will ask you to find out the difference between two, you can say that difference between two actresses in terms of their beauty. It is very difficult to find out. How you will be able to find out? What are the criteria? There is no unit for that to find out the difference. So you can say she is better and she is, you can say that the more beautiful than the next one, but you cannot find out the difference. Then such type of situation we use the ranking. We use the ranking scale. You use the ranking scale. Correct? And the permissible statistics, what are the permissible statistics in descriptive? In case of nominal, we have done the counting, then the percentage, then the mode here, mode. Then here, all these things, median, median, percentile, decile, quartile, and all these things are known as the, you can say that the values. Right now I'm talking about only the descriptive one. Okay, so this is the thing. भेजो, sign करना भेजो. Okay, so counting, ranking, and then percentile, decile, these are the values. Yes. Okay. Now the next is the interval scale. Interval scale. The interval scale. So in the interval scale, so you can see here one points are there. So counting is there and then ranking is there, you can see here. So here only the identification is there. Plus here one more attribute is there. So identification will already be here. Identification is there. Just a moment. Identification will be there. Identification plus ranking. So the main attribute will be ranking of ordinal scale. By default, this identification will be there. So if I will ask you which one is better, if I will ask you if you have a data in nominal scale or if you have a data in ordinal scale, please tell me which is better. As a data scientist, as an analyst, which one is better for you? Your data is in nominal data or your data is in ordinal data? Which is better for you? Tell me quickly, which one is better for you? Ordinal, definitely, absolutely correct, ordinal. Why? What is the reason? Because in ordinal data, you are getting more information. In case of nominal data, you will be able to only identify male and female. Here you will be able to get the which one is better. Are you getting my point? So you have more information. जितना आपका information ज्यादा होगा, you have more information, so you can take the more, you can say that the information, or you will be able to get the more business insights. So you will be able to get the more information in case of ordinal scale. Now our next scale is known as the interval scale. So in interval scale, what it is saying, one point we are going ahead. So in interval scale, identification will be there, that is available in nominal, plus ranking will also be there, plus the new attribute here it will come, that is the difference. So if your data is in interval scale, means you will be able to find out the difference. And what are the permissible statistics? Mean, median, mode, standard deviation, everything, etc. Okay. Now we'll take an example of interval scale. Interval scale, which type of scales are known as the interval scale? So first we'll go to the definition, but three things you have to understand. In case of nominal scale, identification. In case of ordinal scale, ranking, but identification will be there. In case of interval scale, difference will be there, but with difference, identification and ranking will be always there. Okay. So now what we will do, we'll go to the definition of interval scale. So what it is saying? When assigned numbers are such that the difference in number is valid but not the ratio. You cannot divide. You can find out the difference, but you cannot find out the ratio. But you cannot find out the ratio. Then the scale is known as the interval scale. In this scale, there is no true zero, indicating the absence of the characteristics. Okay, so let's understand this interval scale. What it is saying, suppose we are taking this line, okay, and I am asking you two questions. Inside the room, temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, and outside the room is equal to 40 degrees Celsius. Outside the room it is 40 degrees Celsius. Can we say that the outside temperature is twice than the inside temperature? Can we say that? Outside temperature is twice as the inside temperature. Tell me, can we say this? Yes, let me give you some example. So minus 20 degrees Celsius, minus 10 degrees Celsius, minus 5, 1, 0. 1, 5, 10, 20, and then 40. Correct? So these are the temperatures you can see here. Okay, you are saying that so you can see here this temperature. If we are considering 0 as a base, this is the absolute 0 value. Okay, absolute 0. Then only you can say that is the, if we are considering these 0, so 20, and from 20 40, that is the twice it is there. So it is, you can say that the ratio is valid. But the problem here is this 0 is not a true 0. This 0 is not a true 0. If we'll take the temperature of 0 degree Celsius and minus 5 degree Celsius, 0 degree Celsius and minus 5 degree Celsius, then which is more warmer? Obviously 0 degree Celsius is more warmer than the minus 5 degree Celsius, correct? So here this 0 is not absolute 0, it is an arbitrary 0. Means 0 is behaving just like some other number. So if 0 is behaving just like some other number, then why you can consider this as a baseline? Because it is not an absolute. If I will ask you, you consider 1 or 3 as a base, can it will be twice? If we will consider 5 as a baseline, 5 degrees Celsius as a base, can this 20 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius is twice as the 20 degrees Celsius? The answer is no. So, and in our mind, 0 means 0. But in case of temperature, this 0 is not an absolute 0. There is a value in negative also. So this 0 is just behaving like some other number. So you cannot consider this 0. You cannot consider this 0 as a base. Correct? So the difference is valid. 40 minus 20. So you can say that the outside temperature is 20 degrees Celsius more than the inside temperature. But you cannot say that it is twice, because there is no base value here. 0, this 0 is not an absolute 0. This 0 is not an absolute 0. इस 0 से आप base लेके नहीं कर सकते. If you are saying that we can take, then I am asking you, you take 5. Because these 0 and 5, these two things are behaving like just another number. Another example I am giving you, like there are two students are there, and in an examination there is a negative marking. So in that negative marking, one student has got minus 5 marks and one student has got 0 marks, and then there is only one vacancy. So who will be selected? Definitely 0 marks will be selected, because on that comparison 0 is more, you can say that the value than the minus 5. Here this 0 is not an absolute 0. With respect to minus 5, it is better. Okay, in the same manner, in case of temperature, you can see here this 0 value is higher than, you can say that the minus 1, sorry, here we have to put minus 1, minus 5, minus 10, minus 20 degrees. So if we will go to Ladakh, minus 15 degree, minus 20 degrees Celsius is there. So minus 20 degrees Celsius and 0 degrees Celsius. So 0 degrees Celsius is more warmer than the minus 20 degrees Celsius in comparison to that. Similarly, 1 degree Celsius is more warmer to 0 degrees Celsius. So these 0 is just behaving like a number. It is not an absolute 0. So that is the definition we have written here. So you can see this. When assigned numbers are such that difference in numbers is valid but not the ratios, then the scale is known as the interval scale. In this scale, there is no true 0, indicating absent of characteristics. For that, temperature you can see here. So to what extent do you can say that the sound quality, that we will not take the example. So you can see here the temperature, or Likert scale we call it. Likert scale we call it in social science. That is known as the interval scale. So how we use this Likert scale? So you can see here 5-point Likert scale: minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. This is the actual meaning of this Likert scale. Minus 1, minus 2. So this 0 is just like temperature wala 0. So it is not the absolute, you can say that the 0. Suppose if we are giving it is a 5-point scale. So what it is I am writing here is strongly disagree, neutral, agree, and then strongly agree. Suppose this is the answer. So what exactly happening here? Suppose one person is giving a tick mark on minus 2. Okay, strongly disagree. And one person is giving a tick mark on, suppose, 0. And we are asking about the job satisfaction. Suppose you can consider job satisfaction. So what does it mean? It means that the person who has tick mark on strongly disagree minus 2, he is very much negative about the organization. But in comparison to minus 2 and minus 1, the person who has ticked mark on neutral, he is positive with respect to this minus 2 and minus 1. So he is more positive in comparison to these two, you can say that the numbers towards the job satisfaction of that particular organization. 0 means neutral, means doesn't mean he is not saying anything. It means that he is better in comparison to disagree and strongly disagree. So that is the meaning of this. So these 0 means not, you can say that the absolute 0. This is an arbitrary 0. Arbitrary 0 means in comparison to -1 and -2, it is better. It is better. So that is the meaning of this. So in interval scale, the 0 is an arbitrary 0. It is not an absolute 0. It is not an absolute 0. Okay. So when assigned numbers are such that the difference in numbers is valid but not the ratios, then the scale is known as the interval scale. In this scale, there is no true 0 indicating the absence of characteristic, that is the temperature. Okay. And the last one is the ratio scale. When a scale contains absolute 0, what is the difference between the interval scale and ratio scale? In interval scale, the 0 is an arbitrary 0, whereas in ratio scale 0 is an absolute 0. 0 is an absolute 0. 0 means 0. Absolute 0 means there will be no value below 0. That is the absolute 0 means. And in case of arbitrary, there will be some value, there certain value will find out, you can say that the below 0. So in ratio scale, what are the things we can find out? Plus ratio. So if we will see that as an analyst, which scale is better for us? That is the ratio scale. You can do all type of analysis. You can do plus, minus, multiplication, division, any type of, you can say that the statistical analysis you can do if your data is in ratio scale. Combinedly, nominal and ordinal scale, these are known as the categorical scale. Categorical scale. And interval and ratio scale are known as the continuous scale. Continuous scale. From the name itself, continuous scale means the value can come in decimal also. Simple in layman language, if you want to understand, in continuous scale means the value can come in decimal also. Whereas in case of the categorical scale, the value will not come in decimal. So that is the nominal and ordinal scale are known as the categorical. Interval and ratio scale are known as the continuous scale. Okay. And then you can see here, can you give me one example of ratio scale? I have given you the interval scale example, that is the temperature in degree Celsius. The value can go in negative also, -10 degree Celsius temperature. Whereas, and then in your examination, if there is a negative marking, then also it is an example of interval scale. Can you give me an example of ratio scale where the 0 is absolute? There is no value 0 below 0. Example, can you tell me which values are less than, we cannot find out a value are less than 0? Tell me. बोलिए. Any example? Yes, speed of a vehicle, our age, our height. All these are the example of ratio scale. Height cannot be negative. Our weight cannot be negative. If an examination is going on and there is no negative marking, then also it is a ratio scale. Yes. So what you have to do, why I have taught you this data classification, by seeing the data you should be in a position to find out the data types. You should be in a position to find out the data types, which type of data it is. Okay, which type of data it is, by seeing this you will be able to find out. Okay, by seeing the data you will be able to find out that which type of data it is there. Either it is in nominal, it is in interval or ratio. Okay, nominal, interval, ratio, or you can say that the ordinal data. So if you have any confusion, please let me know, or yeah, after the lunch at 2 p.m. we will start. I will bring certain examples related to all types of data, and then I will ask you, by seeing the spreadsheet you should be in a position to identify which type of data it is. Yes, anything till now? Please let me know from your side if you have anything. Whatever the things we have done till now, what is analytics we have discussed, what is business analytics, what are the various perspective of business analytics, what are the scope of analytics, and then what are the types of data we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the data classification. This is also known as the primary scale of measurement or data classification. This is the first step of data science. First step we are talking about. You should be in a position to identify the you can say that the which type of data it is. It is nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. If it is nominal data, what are the permissible statistics? If it is ordinal data, what are the permissible statistics? Or if it is interval, if it is ratio, then what are the you can say that the permissible statistics. So all these things. If you don't have any questions, then we'll stop here. Hello. Okay then. So we'll stop here, and then again we'll start at 2 p.m. Uh, at 2 p.m. also, if you have any questions related to that, you can ask me. Okay then. Thank you. Thank you everyone.